Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're back in. Um, I've been having some mic issues, so if I'm a little low, my apologies. I'll have to check it once we're done, and hopefully, I don't have to try to go back in and record over, but we will see. We will see exactly. Let me do this real quick here, just in case if I have to do it all over again. Okay. All right. So this is where we're at right now. Where we left off the last time. Sam Williams. We have a trade offer on the table. And then now part of me is thinking about this, right? So we got Jeremy Chin, right? Very tempting for me, right? Because I could bring him in, possibly move him into free safety and maybe get a little bit better play than I'm getting out of Melifonwu. Not saying Melifonwu's not playing well. I just there was a couple of issues, right? And then those could be rectified with the changes that we made in the going forward, the changes that we made with the gameplay sliders and everything. TJ Tampa, as far as I remember, the speed on him was just a little low, so I'm not as motivated on this one. Um, just too raw, and then a 2027 pick doesn't move the needle for me at all. Now this one, fifth round pick, young buck, but this is the final year of his contract. So if we bring him on, we would have to re-sign him, and then essentially could be re-signing him for the same price that Bland is asking for. So what's the upside there? What would be the upside? I mean, he overall he's about 11 points lower than Bland. They're both dev players. They're both young. Bland, I think, is a year older, right? And then when I know I'm saying Bland as opposed to Williams here, because that would be the thing, right? What we're looking for, especially with this one and, these guys, are they players that we could necessarily move Bland, right, as well? Because Bland is looking for I think he's looking for like 17 a year or something like that. So he's looking at double digit numbers per year too. So this would be the opportunity to say, okay, we can't do it. Let's step away from it, and let's pick up a, a player in the interim. Problem here is if he's in the final year of his contract and he's looking for money next year as well. So what we're doing, we're trading one for another, right? Only thing is, we get him, we get a fifth round pick next in the upcoming draft, right? Yes, in the upcoming draft, and then when we trade Bland, we also get more picks. So right here, we could do that, and then so now the player that we're holding on to came with a pick, and we got other picks for the other player, and potentially could probably see the same output right now. So it's not, so that's why I'm leaning that way, right? Austin Jackson at right tackle seems like a good one, but is not moving me. This one, 2027, is not moving me. Shakir, not moving me. But this one, is kind of moving the needle, even though I am sending Williams over to the Giants, right? Um, this one intrigues me too, but what I don't like is the fourth round pick in 2027. If this was a 2026, right, then I'd be all over it. Um, but it's not moving me right there. This one is. What would be nice is if you had that counter, right? The counter button, so you could say, "Hey, counter," right? And then I probably wouldn't counter here, but I would here, right? Um, I'm going to accept it because I'm not actually doing. Williams isn't even playing. I mean, he's playing special teams, but he's not playing much else. So now we got that, and then if we come here, look at our roster real quick. God dang it, do something here. All right, so if we look at our roster, this is what we got on our practice squad. But here's our draft picks. So in the upcoming draft, we got two fifths, a sixth, and four sevenths, right? And then we got two sixths in the 2027, and then we got Carolina's seventh, right? And then normal 2028. Defensively, wait, let's look here. Players ready to negotiate. Now went from 13 to 14. Ron Bland, 3 years, 38 million. So he's went in 13. Okay. His resign interest isn't there yet, right? So what that tells me is it's going to take 15, 16 to get him, right? It's not because he's not going to take 13. He's not going to take the bottom line here. Um, Now we come over here. I don't think we can try Banks right here. Okay, so we still have his 5th year option. Look at the amount. It's 16. Okay, that's probably what I was looking at then. And we have Mozzie's 5th year option. That's 18. So the question is, can we afford Deontay Banks's 5th year option? Which means this is his 3rd year, so we would still have him next year, next season. So we could turn down the option and then try to re-sign him next year. That is good to know because if that is the case, if he develops a little bit more, he's already started right? If he develops a little bit more, he could be trade bait next year, right? Depending on who we get in the draft. If we can land ourselves another good defensive back. So then that brings us back over here then, right? 90 overall. So again, he's 10 points higher than um, um, Banks right now. But in truth, he had the crazy breakout season in 24. I'm sorry, 22, right? And then followed it up with the 9 interceptions and return for touchdowns. But then last year, three. And this year, nothing. Nothing so far, right? I mean, it's still early. It's still we've only got 2 games. I think we're only 3 games in, so we're about to shoot into this is fourth week. So there's still room for him to do more stuff. But that's where we're sitting this year, like I said. And so we're sitting with a guy that we're looking at and we're saying like, yeah, we're not getting IRL um, production out of him, right? We're not getting real life production out of him, right? This is his real life production. This guy intercepts the ball takes the ball away, whether he be in a slot or on a boundary, right? He takes the ball away and he does stuff with it. In Madden, this is what he does. Not very doesn't move the needle for me, right? So it's like, okay, he it makes him expendable because of his overall, right? And it's like, and because of the salary demand right now. So I'm thinking, and then let's just see. So we go back here, we say trade away, and then we see what offers we get. Now, right off the bat, that Bears offer is hard to say no to. Seriously hard to say no to, but that is almost a ridiculous. Well, it isn't. Not really, because Bland is a significant player, right? Jaquan Brisker right now, and a third round pick in the draft, right? This one, you really offering me a superstar X Factor linebacker, Matt Milano, right? Problem is, he's 31, but you're offering me a fourth round pick. Javonte Williams. Seriously, if Rashard Dickinson wasn't doing so well, this would probably be the pick to move him. A second round and a second and fourth in the draft, right? And a starting running back. Come on now. That one that one is intriguing, and that one I will not dismiss just yet. Now, when I look at these, I also think of what Mr. Hurricane would say at a pick like this, and he would probably say no, especially since the Broncos are kind of, I don't want to say they're top heavy because they're not, but they have Sertan, but then who else do they have after that? So you have to consider that. Greg Newsome, young buck, but he's already getting paid, right? Young buck, I mean, excellent defensive back. If this was a 2026 higher round pick along with it, I'd consider it. A seventh round pick in 2027 just doesn't move me, right? Greg Newsom's awesome, but I mean, I'm just trading the same player almost, right? I'm getting a player that's a year younger, but is already in a contract that's paying some decent money. Chris Godwin, if he was 4 years younger, that'd be a pick that I might take, right? Rasheed Rice, the the picks don't move me. And in all truth, in all honesty, I'm feeling good about my receivers that I just don't know that Rasheed Rice does anything for me, right? Does anything more than what I have. Granted, I think I am without Diggs right now until I can bring him back. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to be able to bring him back because I already brought back Nick Gates. And I think that was my one person I could bring back right now. Braden Smith. He's 29, but also the $20 million cap hit, right? But look at that. That's a decent right tackle right there. This one's hard. Except what makes it easy is the draft picks aren't until 2028. So being that far away and that I like Mozzie, Deron Payne doesn't move the needle for me, especially at a 26 million dollar a year cap hit. Drake London, I already have CD, and Drake London's slower. And since the draft picks are in the distant future, It doesn't. This one now speaks to me a little bit, but it's still a ways off. Tyler Newman, right? I get him, move him to free. Maybe I'm upgrading over Melifonwu, right? And it's a third round this draft, and then another third round next draft. And then see, I can counter that offer and say, hey, give me a fifth round this year too, right? And see. So that one, Evan Ingram. Yeah, no, you're not moving me on this one, bro. Even though, I mean, it's just not. I don't want an undersized, almost old linebacker. So that doesn't do it. This doesn't do it. I just don't think that this is a legitimate. This is not a legitimate. And plus, it's $26 million cap hit. I'm not ready to take. I don't want to take that, right? But I mean, think about it. But I'm thinking Nealon is doing something. This one is so intriguing. And then I could counter, right? I can come back and counter and say, give me a second round pick and, take off the fourth and then say, give me a second round pick this draft along with the first in 2028. And because I really like Leggett. That's the thing though. But that's the fact that I like Leggett a lot, right? But, you know, and, Devy, mm, that one's tempting, right? But no. Christian Wilkins, no. $33 million cap hit, and he's only just now coming into his own the last couple of seasons. Ernest Jones, that is a decent offer, right? I like it because, I mean, technically I can move Leaf out to off ball, or I can move Jones out. George Pickens, very intriguing, but the doesn't move the needle with the draft picks. That one, Nico Collins, man, man, that's one, but the cap hit just doesn't. You know what I mean? I don't want to take the cap hit. And then you got Calvin Ridley, no, right? No to the cap hit. He's aging, and yeah. So this one is intriguing, right? But I don't like the picks. Don't move me. This one, I'm liking my linebackers as they are right now. Ernest Jones doesn't, it just doesn't impact the room enough. Christian Wilkins, nope. Jelani Tavai, nope. This one I'm really liking. This one is almost like if I can get the counter, but I'm liking the receivers. I'm really liking Wilbin, right? And this right now is his time to shine while we're waiting for Lamb to get back. Gary just doesn't seem the cap hit. The cap hit is a no. Amari Cooper, age and cap hit, no. Quincy Williams, age especially. Granted, he would be an upgrade over Overshown right now, right? But and then it would give you, but this one I would have to the first round. It had to be this draft. Same with Ingram, age, cap hit, right? Tyler Newman. Oh, right. Like I said, you give me a fifth, an additional fifth round this year. That's that I could deal with, right? I need something to help move the needle, and that's a possibility. Drake London, no. Ron Payne, no. We're not taking that cap hit. Same with Braden Smith. No, no, we're not taking that cap hit. No, you're not. You're just not moving. No, cap the picks don't do anything. Chris Godwin, age, cap hit. Mm-mm. Greg Newsom, it's the cap hit. right? Even though, yeah, no, cap hit. This one is the only other one, right? Jaquan, oh man, Jaquan Brisker, it's just that he's a little bit better than Bell uh, overall wise, but is he? Is he giving me better than what I get from Bell right now? Right? I would say that I think he's a definite upgrade over Melifonwu, but the picks aren't there. I could go back and say I need more, but how much more, right? So Javante Williams, like I said, Dixon is Rashard Dixon or Dickerson, one and two. Dixon is doing all right. So I'm just not. It's like, the picks are nice, but I don't know that I need a running back, right? And then you could say, I mean, the argument can be made is, yeah, you need a running back. But with Dixon doing as well as he's doing, or with his potential, I'm not ready to move away from that, right? So, okay. So that brings us back to really the only one that is moving the needle a bit for me is Newbin, right? And then do I want to give the Giants another defensive player? Another defensive player to help their cause, right? Especially, so what do I want to do? And then so here's the thing. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? I will. I will do that, but first, let's get that out of there. Let's It's like I will only do it, and what I didn't see. Now you see what I did? I didn't see they didn't have a fifth round pick in 2024. I'm sorry, 2026. They didn't have a fifth round pick. I decided to make them give me a second, right? And then I said, you know what? But you can also give me a second in 2028. You're overpaying, and I'm not necessarily saying they're overpaying for it, right? But instead of the third that you were offering, I want the second, right? And then since you don't have a fifth that I was gonna want you to give me along with that second, and since I'm gonna wait, right? Since I'm waiting 2 years, I want it to be a second instead of a fifth, right? And that's huge. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna demand, right, a little bit more compensation, right, than what you originally offer, and I'm really taking it up a notch. And then I'm going to say, if you're willing to take that, then yes, right? Yes, I am fully aware. It is absolutely crazy move. And you don't just walk away from Deron Bland, former defensive player of the year. But that was IRL, not Madden. And that I haven't seen in Madden the same potential there, right? And I can't pay him 13, 14 million a year. I just can't. I can't. I can't do that and keep Mozzie and keep Parsons, right? And keep either Tolbert or Ferguson, right? One of those four, other than the Bland, has to go. I can't keep them. I can't keep all four of those. So one of those four is going to go along with Bland, right? So if we really look at it, of the five, I can keep maybe three. So this is me saying, well, this is the one I can't keep. So we're going to go ahead, push the submit button. Are you ready? And they say no. And I say, well, guess what? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll be nice and I'll say a third, right? And then we'll submit. Now they're willing to, they're considering it, but guess what? And we'll talk later. I don't need to trade him right now. I got until week 8, week 9 to trade him. And then if he starts to come around and ball out, then maybe I won't trade him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there won't be a reason or need to trade him because he's balling out. And now I have to figure out which of the other ones that are whose time has come. Let's see. I wanted to boost something. I want to get this one, so I have to boost this one. All right. All right. So that's where we're at right now. So we did trade. So let's look at our depth chart real quick here. And in the slots, we have Mr. Williams and then Booth. And then I'm gonna we're gonna move Mr. Banks up here, right? So right now Kevin Williams is in the slot instead of Bland. I figured I'm going to leave Bland on the boundary for now just to see what improvement we see. I do want to look at the gameplay settings one more time, sliders again, because one thing I have noticed, and then this irks me more than anything, and I know people are going to have something to say about it, but I am boosting run blocking a little bit more. Man, I hate that. I really do. Pass defense, huh? Fatigue. I'm bringing this one down. I'm bringing this one down, and then because I did some more digging, and now Shady likes to have more like have them a little bit more on the same, the speed to be closer. I want more disparity. I want the speed to be. I want if you're really fast, I want you to be really fast. If you're slow, I want you to be slow. Nothing irks me more than to see, and then this is what really kills me, is I'll watch a linebacker with that I know has 80 something speed or a defensive end with 80 something speed chase down my guy with 90 something speed, right? But then my guy with 90 something speed can't catch up with an 88 or 87 overall speed and player. And it's like, why can't he catch him? But my guys get, chased down by linemen sometimes, defensive linemen. And it's like, what is the issue here? So I want a 90 plus speed guy running 90 plus speed and a 70 plus speed guy running only at 70 plus, not chasing down a 90 speed guy. So I want that separation of speed. I don't want them to be closer. So that's a difference that makes a big deal for me. All right, so let's advance. We got the Eagles coming up in the upcoming week, and then we are kind of at that point now where this is where I would normally sim, right, and let it go. Um, I think we've seen already in one game some improvement from Micah, right? So I I am encouraged by that, right? And then because the key thing is, like I said, If you have a X Factor player, then they need to make X Factor plays. And if the basically the way the game is put together prevents that, then I don't need 10 sacks a game from Micah, right? But I want to witness at minimum, you know, every other play, some penetration, some some movement on the quarterback, something, right? Like basically I want to see him affecting the play. He, you don't have to get a sack every time. You just need to get in there and disrupt some stuff. And it has to be noticeable, right? There has to be noticeable disruption. And that's what I don't see there. So that's why we're gonna we're gonna keep messing. The sliders are gonna keep getting tweaked until we find the right blend, right? And then unfortunately, there will probably be some games where it might seem a little too easy, right? And it might seem, or some games where it's like, oh my God, frustration is real. So, and lately, in the beginning for this last season, this season, it seems like that frustration is overly real, and it's kind of funny because it does seem, well, a little ironic because who won the Super Bowl last year? It's like, it's hard to get your frustration. Your team won the Super Bowl, and it's like, well, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you there, right? Because it's not about that, right? It wasn't like this was going to be a rough team, a team that's going to like a rough, insurmountable journey to get them to the Super Bowl, right? They made it to, they've been making it to the playoffs constantly, consistently. It's just they haven't won, right? So all you do is just win when you get there, and then boom, you're living up to your potential finally. So yeah, it's all right. So let's see what we got. So we got 14 players still ready to negotiate. We got a press conference that's coming up. So we're going to end up doing something. I know what this is going to be about. This is going to be about probably the quarterback. How is he doing? Uh, let's look to see how he's doing because I already got hit with this once last season with Dak, and Dak was mad at me because I didn't know his stats. And they ask you questions related to the stats, and it's like, I don't know. All right, so he has a 126 rating. He has 840 yards, 7 TDs, 1 interception. Not bad. He's only been sacked twice. He's got a 67% completion percentage. He's averaging 10 and a half yards per attempt and only 280 per game. That's not bad. I just don't know where he ranks. Now the rating though is pretty good. Yards, I don't know, dude. It's 3 games. You're only averaging 280 a game. I'm sure there's other quarterbacks out there averaging better. Um, and then where's he? Is he on the list? League leaders? Yes, he's number 2 in yards, number at least number 3 in touchdown passes. All right, let's see what we got. I don't know how I'm going to answer any questions about him. But then again, it could be completely something different, right? I'm just suspecting. Ah, yeah, of course. Let's talk about Trey Lance and how he's played to this point. In your opinion, what has he done well so far this season? Mm, avoiding turnovers. His ability to avoid turnovers has been amazing. He's been impressive as far as that stat goes. Thank you. Who deserves credit for how he's played so far? The player. Um, let's give the O line, his offensive line. He's only been sacked twice, right? Your line appreciates you crediting them for the QB success, and they've earned 1,000 XP as a reward. Nice, nice. Let's see what our QB has to say about it. Nothing. Now, had we got that wrong, like Dak, his picture was up there last year, and he was pissed because I didn't know him. Like your own head coach doesn't even know how well you're doing. Seriously, Baker Mayfield is on the trade block from TB. Looking at Trey Lance, we might want to consider it. No, thank you. They just paid Baker Mayfield, by the way, and they're trading him. Let's see. All right, let's see. This thing, okay, first of all, we're not doing quarterback scramble, so we will do short pass. Quarterback scramble doesn't do anything. Well, it helps keep the quarterback from scrambling, but it doesn't help you in the run game. It doesn't help you in the pass game. So the only thing it does is if the quarterback scrambles, it helps you there, but it just kills me. All right, let's see. Who do we have? Who do we have? Let's go ahead. Let's get this done here. All right, so we're gonna do some target passing. I know I keep telling you guys that I'm not gonna keep making you watch this, and then yet every time I get here, I forget to do it before I get started, and then you guys end up having to watch. Oh my goodness! Like when you just see the ball hit the ground, nowhere near the receiver, right? And the receiver's already run by it. It's like, are you serious? Is that really how we're gonna do this? Right between the two. All right, let's see. I am just trying to get. There we go. And of course, behind the. I wonder. It's like, do these targets cause the receiver to not be able to see the ball? All right. Let's see what we got. One last one. All right. There we go. Hmm. Now this one is very interesting, just because I mean it just seems the easiest it's been in years. I mean, it is still the same every year. It just seems, I don't know, makes you wonder sometimes how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. Makes me wonder. There you go. So again, oh, see, sometimes they get you. See, this drill, like right off the bat, basically, as soon as it, it kind of should help enforce that whole don't do the right trigger until you've cleared the line of scrimmage. But then when they do the pitch option, like here, it's like, well, you got to get out far enough to get that edge. You see, just follow your blocker up in there again. All right, last run. Are you kidding me? I'm not sure what happened there. Is that what you got to do? Just pause a minute and let your guy just back. Look, we got to go already. Just let your guy just back up off of the line enough. That was funny. It's just like, here, just going by. Yeah. All right, we'll do Randy first. Ah, pause just a little too long. Oh, too early. Dang. Oh, I thought that was going to get there. Oh, well. Mm-hmm. And that's why you're the backup. Oop. There we got it. All right, nice. Nice. Well, at least I got the 200. I'm like, where are you going? Uh-oh. Oh, we got it. I didn't expect them to give it to us. rest. Rip. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Tyler Smith. All right. All right. It is time. We're 4 weeks into the season. We need to start. Make sure all our captains are selected. Mm, okay. I know. I know. Might not actually be captain material. Uh, let's see. All right. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. Let's see.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the NFC East. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears.
Okay. Sorry, Brock, but we need to move on. All right. So, first quarter. Gosh darn it. All right. 7-7. Nice. Come on. Stop them. God dang it. Not them. All right. So, 14-14 tie at the half. All right, we're going to jump back in. We're going to look at some stats.
Well, we're set up for an incredible second half. All tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Here's a return from the 7.
Mm.
He's brought down. The offense will come onto the field.
5 touchdowns on the season, averaging 4 point something something. All right. Play the moment. Let's get in here. I can't turn the volume up or down right here. Can I? Volume control. All right. I thought I'd already turned it down some, but we got to go half and half and see if that's going to work for us. All right. So let's look at the stats real quick. Game stats. 10 to 7 first downs, 210 to 162 rushing yards. Whoa. 20 carries, 101 yards already and a touchdown. 10 to 15, 109 yards, no turnovers. Rico Dowdle with the touchdown. Oh, Barclay. And Devontae Smith just killing us. All right. Holy cow. Yeah, that's not something I wanted to see. Perfect passer rating. All right, Trey Lance, 47 yards rushing. He's just taking down the ball. That's that setting, probably. Look at that. Dixon, 44 yards. So either my line is not holding up, and the Trey is just like, I'm getting out of here, right? That's what he's doing. That changes now because that's not the kind of user I am, right? All right, so let's see what Rashard Dixon can do, right? Tolbert Wilburn, all right. We don't have Lamb. I'm not gonna have him for a while. All right. TFLs, Mozzie, and then sacks, Sweatman, I tell you. And then Osa and Mozzie, right? Notice I didn't see Parsons' name up there at all. Oh, there he is with nothing. I don't see a little thing on him. So you're just telling me he is not doing anything at all this game. Why would I resign him? Why? At that point, I'm sorry. That's really that is it. Why would I? There's no reason to resign him if you're just gonna disappear in games, man. I mean, I understand, but you're a 99 overall player, X factor. I need to see something, man. And then Hertz has got a perfect passer rating. You are not affecting this game at all. That is what it looks like to me. You have no impact on this game at all. Hertz has a perfect passer rating. I don't know how many times I can say that. So to me, that means that's significant. That is significant, right? With a player like that coming off the edge, there should never be a perfect passer rating. There should be pressures out the yin yang, all kinds of things. The quarterback should not be comfortable at all.
Gain of 4.
You'll expect more from yourself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is a first down.
Push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Yeah, you want to get about 5 yards to carry? Put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action. But when you really just gouge and gash the defense like that, next time you run that action, you're going to be thinking, loading the ball.
See, Josh Sweat is affecting this game. He's not an X factor.
They don't. They can't pass. The defense reacts and
Mm.
First down after a gain of 26.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, they'll run.
You
You
see
see
this?
this?
Now
Now
I
I
know
know
White
White
is
is
fast,
fast,
right?
right? But
But
there,
there,
the
the
ability
ability
not to
not to
get
get
around
around
the
the
edge
edge
at
at
all,
all,
because
because
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter
who the
who the
linebacker
linebacker
is,
is,
they
they
will
will
always
always
be
be
there.
there.
It's
It's
frustrating.
frustrating.
So demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who
Oh
Oh
just
my
my
keeps
God.
God.
running. Piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Throwing now, third and two. Escapes the pocket. Fields up
Run,
Run,
fool.
fool.
You
You
see him,
see
he
him, he
just
just
got the
got the
ball
ball
and
and
then
then
is
is
like,
like,
I
I
got
got
you
you
moving.
moving.
Why
Why
don't
don't
you
you
run?
run?
Watch
Watch
this.
this.
Watch this
Watch this
pause.
pause.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
like,
like,
can
can
you
you
do
do
something?
something?
When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on defense.
brings the offense up now for a first and 10. Working inside the red zone. It's Peterson. He's got some tackles. It's still all the way down to the 6.
All
All right,
right,
let's
let's
see.
see.
Not
Not
overly
overly
confident
confident
with
with
this
this
play.
play.
They'll try and push it in. It took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. Keep it safe, push a little closer. Maybe you're set up for what you wanted to on second down.
Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Another chance for him. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock.
We're
We're
in
in
Philly
Philly
too.
too. Okay.
Hostile
Hostile
environment.
environment.
To it. And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough,
10
10
plays,
plays,
71
71
yards.
yards.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. That's where they'll begin the drive following the return. They're out to set first and 10.
All
All
right,
right,
Micah,
Micah,
here's
here's
where
where
you
you
show
show
me
me
that you
that you
need to
need
be
to be
resigned.
resigned.
Option give here.
Mm.
Mm.
Multiple defenders ready to
I
stop
I
gotta
him.
be
gotta be
honest.
honest. I
Love
love
the
the
tackling.
tackling.
I
I
don't
don't
love
love
that,
that,
but
but
I
I
love the
love the
wrap
wrap
tackling
tackling
as
as
opposed
opposed
to
to
everybody
everybody
just
just
running
running
up with
up
a
with a
shoulder,
shoulder,
or
or
I
I
need to
need to
just
just
run
run
and
and
smack
smack
you.
you.
It's an
It's an
annoying
annoying
animation
animation
when
when
it's
it's
just
just
here. Let
here.
me
Let
hit
me
you
hit
with a
you with a
shoulder
shoulder
and
and
watch you
watch you
bounce
bounce
off.
off.
I don't
I don't
mind
mind
seeing
seeing
somebody
somebody
break
break
away
away
from a
from a
wrap
wrap
tackle
tackle
because at
because at
least the
least the
guy was
guy was
trying to
trying to
tackle
tackle
you
you
and you
and you
broke
broke
away.
away.
You
You
bounce
bounce
off
off
of a
of a
shoulder,
shoulder
or
or
just
just
somebody
somebody
that just
just
see
see
like
like
that.
that.
Nealon
Nealon
tried.
tried to wrap him, but he couldn't. Right? Barkley's that good. I'm okay with that. That's the way it should be.
but too many plays like
If he
that.
had Nealon had come in with a shoulder and Barkley bounced,
Defenses in this league.
I'd have been like, dude, why aren't you wrapping? Why aren't you wrapped? Why aren't you trying to wrap up?
They come to the line here. This is third and 6.
So That change to me was, oh, oh my goodness. That was a play and a half. I mean, that I can take. It's irksome because you want to see your defender make the play, but I'd rather see that than watch my defender, 5 yards off, just watching the guy bring the ball in. At least he was in there trying to make a play and do something. So that is improvement. That is improvement. Nice. Nice. A flag for what, bro? Did it hit you too hard? I'm sorry. Let me get you get you a diaper, something. Boom. Ah, you got just enough. Just enough. But this is what we like to see. We like to see some physicality. We want to see some rapping. We want to see, you know, that irks me a little bit. What are you doing, Leofow? If he had bounced off that and kept running into the end zone, I would have to almost bench you, put you on the bench for a while, let you think about it. Ah, ah. Was that Hope? Hope had a chance, but he was wrapped up. He was engaged. So I'm not gonna hold that against him. See, Hope had a chance, but he was engaged with the blocker. So yeah. So that leaves it so that Barkley can run through that tackle or that attempt, right? So that's fine. And that's good. That is how it is. But can I also say I don't know how close I had come on any of those plays to call Parsons' name of doing anything. I mean, I know he's going against Mailata, but still, use your speed and quickness around that guy. I mean, he is a freak, with that size and agility, but still, use your speed and quickness. Mm. Yeah, all that for a single yard, and that's what it seems all the time. Mm. This almost makes you want to take that Javante Williams thing because this isn't. He gets injured quite a bit as a rookie. He got injured in preseason, if I'm not mistaken. It's like availability is a very big part. Turf toe will not be able to return for this game. Are you freaking kidding me? I couldn't help myself. His burst wasn't there, so I was like, I gotta. That's the other thing, right? If you got runners with no bursts, you want them to get to the line before it closes up. So you got to hit the trigger. And the problem is, when once you hit the trigger, that's it. It's over. Everybody's converging. Mm. Mm. Was that Sweat out there in coverage? All right, let's see what they do here.
When you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Oh, oh, so close. No, no, no. Get up, brother.
We see he's shaken up.
Oh, okay. Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
This our last play of the quarter. He's on the move.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Morrison.
You always tell me Brockett is a whole different world here, running routes. That whole field is spread out of defense.
Oh, spot on, Caden. Some players, that's the world they thrive in. Finding windows where windows shouldn't exist and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. It's a return from the 7.
This literally could be a game where the team with the ball last wins.
Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. To throw, Hurts. Ladies count. That's 4 yards there with a new set of downs to boot.
Bland, right now I could get Javante Williams for you. Is that what you want?
Now pressure on its way.
Nice. Nice. See, Diggs is showing up, man. Diggs is showing up. I mean, nothing spectacular. Come on, there you go.
His tight end. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
It's the first time I've seen Parsons doing anything.
Motioning left is their running back.
Nice. Nice. There you go. Overshowed. They're going for it. That's why I hate playing Philly because you can't. You have to have like 3, 4 plays. Leah foul. How do you run by Barkley, man? You cannot run by Barkley. No one has hands, and that's the problem. It's you don't know. Like I said, I don't know if these guys are having the same. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I have to trust that the improvement that I am seeing is worth everything that you are going to see, right? The problem with Philly, there you go. There you go. You have to stop them big on third down. 2, 3 yards, they are going to go for it on fourth. You have to stop them big. I'm kind of thinking they will go for it on 4th and 6. Madden will. In real RL, 4th and 2, yeah, they'll do that. It looks like that one guy was running in mud. Flournoy was running in mud when he first started. I don't know if that was just Madden saying we got to make it slow so he doesn't hit the line or, hit the pack too soon and run through it before we have everybody set up. Hmm. No one was blocking Sweat. Sweat just rolling in on the end there.
with a first down yardage.
One of the reasons I try not to juke too much with the receivers and everything like that, fumbles.
When you count on the offense to move the chains on
All
those
right, this is
organizations.
going to be a terrible play.
Hitting off up the gut.
What'd I say? No push whatsoever.
Great effort defensively.
Give it to him again. So he'll go down.
Nothing irks me. That receiver. Where were you going, man? To go block? You ran right by the guy. I'm assuming that's who he should have keyed in on.
Loaded up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
That was my fault. That was my fault. And the reason it was my fault was because I double pumped, and I that wasn't that I didn't mean to double pump. My finger sometimes I'm going to hit the button, but then I second guess myself, and you just you and it's like no, I wanted you to throw it, but it's too late, right? And it's a double pump.
Setting out their punting unit. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first.
Oh shoot, that ain't good.
Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it.
That was not good.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Barkley trying this up the gut.
Nobody wants to tackle him. Come on now.
Room for a nice gain. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout.
I don't ever believe the visuals I see of a hurt, injured player for the CPU because they're always out there in a play or two.
They get 6 and a first
It's
and
very
10.
rare that you don't see him back out on the field.
Here's another carry for Barkley.
Our line isn't holding up at all.
With a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48.
We're getting nothing. Just look at that. That was fine as far as animations go. It's just that you want to see your guy. If you're gonna get there, man, and make the play.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. First down, 1 yard to go.
They're gonna go for it if they don't make it. So make it big.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside.
Nice,
And they get
nice. They're gonna go for it
offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1.
because you got to do this play twice. You basically got to stop it twice, and you know what they're gonna do, and you let them open a gaping hole in the middle. Mm.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense
Finally, Mozzie. Mozzie's been moved off the ball every single play.
As soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Mm. Mm. Streaking through the secondary. Oh, and this is for them to take the lead with 2 minutes left, and we're not going to bow up. I don't see it. I don't see it, Bo. I don't see it. Mm.
Won't make the play on that one. It hits the deck, incomplete. Offense at the line.
Barkley will be back in a play or two.
The give here on 2nd. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly.
He'll be back in.
On the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
They're going to go for it. Well, they have no choice.
Throwing now.
Seriously?
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
Well, we knew they were going for it, but you couldn't get them down. Just make a play, man.
Looking to throw it.
This is where Micah comes into play. This is where, like I said, this is where the X factor needs to be a factor, and it's not. At this point, like I said, I don't see any reason to extend him for that money, and then I'm sure I can get 2 first-round picks for him by the trade deadline. So if I can get 2 first-round picks for him by the trade deadline, why wouldn't I? And then I just can't justify it, man. I can't. I can't justify watching a whole half. I'm actually an entire game where he might have a zeros on the stat sheet. I don't know that he's made a tackle. A tackle. We can end up losing this game. One part is my fault because that one play, I really screwed that up, and we had to punt. And like I said, it's going to be the team with the ball last, and I don't know that we have enough time. We got 3 timeouts. Woo. Uh,
To the 38 before going down. The Cowboys signaling for their first timeout. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum.
no, I need to take a moment to collect myself. And nothing to do with any. That's the only reason I took a timeout. I needed to figure out what I wanted to do here. That was stupid throw. God, I'm mad at me. He didn't beat his guy at all. The guy was all over him, and I threw it there, and that was stupid. That was a terrible, terrible throw. And what really bugs me is the options they're giving me for plays. I'm running right. I'm gonna run real quick here. Now I'm gonna throw. We're in field goal range, I think, or we may not be. This will be a 52-yarder. There you go. Finally, somebody willing to play, man. Somebody willing to go out here and make a play. Because that wasn't a good throw.
Nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He'll look to throw it. It's caught.
No, I was purposely letting the clock run down. Now they give me some stupid crap. All right, I need to get the ball in the end zone. I'm at the 12, so I need something. I'm gonna go here.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here he is to throw.
I should have been yeah, no, because we turned it all the way down. Don't have anything, and they're not giving me anything, so we gotta do pass. We gotta do shotgun. And then I'm not liking anything they're giving me, but I am willing to do this one. Willing to give Tolbert a chance to redeem himself. Ugh.
Taken by the Cowboys. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
I know. What are you gonna? What are you? They're suggesting I kick a field goal. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I don't think I have much choice. Send this into overtime. You know my guy is X Factor, right? Not X Factor, but superstar with the immunity to icing the kicker. Now he's immune to icing the kicker, right? I hate when they do that. All right. So it's like, dude, he's immune. Luckily, we were basically too close to miss. All right. Ugh.
Specific way, you know, T. The next time we see him line up, be for the game winner.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
Now, here's what's the sad part is. Well, I mean, there'll be guys streaking through. There you go, Micah. And you gave up the catch. And you give up the catch. Eh, eh, You, it's almost as bad as Colorado the other day, right? It's like everybody says, knock the ball down. And what do you got? You got two idiots out there in the field trying to intercept the ball to be big time heroes. And what happens? They just deflect the ball into Colorado's hand, into North Dakota State's hand. And you're like, you're coached to knock the ball down. Just do your job, man. Knock the ball down. And here, they just they give up the catch. I mean, granted, it didn't do much, but we know what it could have done. Now, the fact that what's his name hasn't made it back in, that's significant. Leofow, do something. There you go.
Set third down. Here's Hurts.
We got lucky there. I don't know if it was because he was in the vicinity, in the area, and the guy dropped it, or we're just not going to see those laser throws with automatic catches every time out of the CPU. Nothing irks me more than just, oh, that throw is going to just automatically make it. Okay, so we know where we need to go. We just got to get in field goal range, and this game is over. So let's not get cutes. There you go, Fergie. 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 You are my best friend right now.
Some yards after catch, and the quarterback will find you again.
That deep that I know, I know, I know. I'm the one that keeps running that way and running right into that linebacker. Hey man, you know, one cut at a time, bro. Thousand cuts. One cut at a time. We just got to be consistent and keep moving forward. Our offensive line, no penetration at all, but or no push at all. All right.
Play action pass, a shot that comes down the road, and that looked like a very clean play.
From the 46. Looking right, and he finds it. They get an even 10 on that play.
All right.
That's good for a Cowboys first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Minute 6 on the play, brings him
Mm.
2nd and 4.
I'm not
Give
going
me
to
a good play. Give me a good play that I don't mind.
around 15 plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards.
Here we
He's
go.
been very successful with it.
Get in there. All right.
And that one is caught.
Mm.
A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Nice to see
Mm-hmm.
that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
You're not giving me any good plays. Nothing I want to see.
All set up now for 1st and 10.
Just need some push out of the O line, man. Come on.
Looking now from the gun.
Oh.
And they bring him
Mm.
in at the 18-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
All right.
It's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you'll be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Are you ready?
Throwing from the gun. It's caught. Ferguson. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal. They'll try it again.
Why is somebody running free and clear through the line, guys?
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hate to see it.
Why?
You put him above the running back, and you send him right
None of you want your jobs, man. None of you want your jobs.
just
That's
the
it.
call from the
You
defense.
want me to go out and find somebody to replace you. I got no I have no earthly justification for somebody running just running through
Trying again.
unblocked.
They look to get this one down the line.
Just run through.
3rd and 2, and still a ways to go.
You probably can tell is irking me. And there's a blitz.
It's caught. And he's able to get it to the
Hey,
2 before the stop.
hey, we'll take it at the
Lots
two.
of different ways defensively, and it may not always
Why
be
in
pretty.
the
Trying to gain first down
F
tackling as much as
are
he
you
wants to.
not giving
If
me
he can make a play in the open field, keep it short like
a
that,
kick?
I promise you some money will follow.
Dude, I just need to kick the ball right now.
Time comes on. A chance to win it here in overtime.
That is a
Looking to go for the
fail. That
second
is a
time
major
around.
fail on the
And it's
logic
good.
right
With
now.
1 remaining in overtime.
Why would you give me a play on fourth down in overtime after the other team has possessed the ball? I just need to kick from the 2
Brings out Brandon Aubrey.
straight on. I just need not to miss.
It doesn't get much easier than this.
And I
And it is good.
may
No
have.
problems there on the shorter attempt. And they've taken back the lead.
There's no taking back the lead. The game's over.
Confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road.
For a minute there,
Needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with three, and his aim was true to make it
for a
happen.
minute there, it sounded like Madden forgot the rules.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.
So long. Okay. All right, so let's get in this, right? Let's look at this, right? Because this is obviously going to be or should be a very unpopular stance. Not opinion, stance, because this is my stance, right? And it is an opinion, but it is still it should be unpopular, right? Because there's a ton of people that'll say you just don't walk away from a player like Micah. Let's look at our run game, right? Dixon, before he got hurt. But the problem is he got hurt. And availability is huge, right? So, as a matter of fact, the best reliability or whatever is availability or whatever you want to call it. I forget what it's called. But best ability is availability. I don't know. Something. Right? So we look here. So Barkley, 19 carries, 76 yards, 4 yards of carry. He got hurt. Dixon, 15 carries, 75 yards, 5 yards of carry, and a touchdown. He got hurt. And then Dowdle, you know, 14 carries, 55 yards, 3.9. So not not great, but not bad either, with a touchdown. Wilbin, Wilbin was our guy, man. 9 for 154. No touchdowns, but he really, really came through for us. Tolbert, ups and downs. I think there were some ups and downs there with Tolbert. So, but still reliable. 6 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Fergie. Fergie is Fergie, right? Mr. He's our safety blanket. Or, yeah, he's our blankie. Morrison, not bad. He came through and then he got that touchdown for us, right? Steele. Steele. Look, Malata gave up a sack. So, and so did Johnson. So the two tackles both gave up sacks. Let's find out to who. TFLs, Mozzie, Hope, Bell, Clark, Leofau, Briggs. That's all the TFLs for the Cowboys. Sacks, Sweat with two, Mozzie and Briggs, Osa and Hope, 2 sacks. I didn't see, I haven't called out Parsons' name yet. Oh, wait. Who got the big zeros across the board? Across the board, zeros. This man isn't affecting my game. You know what I'm saying? If we really, because they don't have the stat, which is I think I've said before, would be great if they had pressures, because we witnessed two pressures, two, right? So I go out of these games and I'm irked, something fierce. When I see zeros across the board. Almost as irked as bad as when I look up here and I see that I didn't set my goals, right? Because that's me, so I'm irked at myself. But when I see nothing on the board at all for Micah, I'm like, how can you even justify your contract request? Because then that's all it's based on. It's not even based on production anymore. You had 9.5 sacks season last season, so your production is down. And part of me is wondering, is that, and like I said, it brings me back to, is that Madden? Is that just the way Madden is with Micah this year, right? But I can't say that is true because, I have a couple of other um, franchises, right? One with the Cowboys that I'm running, basically side by side with this one, where Micah has 12 and a half sacks at the midpoint of the season. So at this point, is not even um, that is, and then so that kind of tells me that it's possibly that it's not Madden that's kind of nerfed his abilities. It might just be this particular playthrough. And if so, then maybe for this playthrough, I have to act accordingly, even if it isn't how you typically would. That's why right now I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, well, let's see if it starts to reverse because Micah in another playthrough or another franchise that I have, right? That's just in my free time. He's got 12 and a half sacks at halfway through the season, on pace for 20, 20 plus. So he's got 12 and a half sacks in 8 games or 9 games. So he's on pace for 20 sacks. And that is what I'm looking for. That's what so in that franchise, of course, I extend him, right? Because that is the production you're looking for and you want. So when I look here, I'm going like, well, okay, so we got to play this one not based on what he's doing in another one, but what we expect or want him to do in order to justify that money. Well, guess what? He's got 4 sacks on the season. Granted, he is third overall on the leaderboard, but does that mean just the season sacks are way down? But it's 4 sacks in 4 games. So he's averaging a sack a game. So basically, he is on pace for 17 sacks. That would be his season high, his career high. So I can't knock it yet. But when I see him blanked 100% across the board, with nothing, no tackles, no assists, no nothing, it's like, what? No, did you play? Literally, did you play in that game at all? And again, if it wasn't for the two pressures that I witnessed, I would say no. I would think you didn't. So, and that's very concerning, especially when we're going to give you $27 million a year, 28 million, in order to sign you. And then, so we will have to see how that goes and if anything changes. But right now, I'm leaning in that direction. I also don't see an injury thing. So, I mean, Dixon could be back, but let's not get it twisted right now. We see Lance is on the top with 70% completion rate, 1,100 yards, and stuff like that. The problem is that's because Mahomes hasn't played yet, so he's going to move up. That's why Hurts is there, because he's moved up ahead of somebody who hasn't played yet. Dixon is the leader right now, rushing leader, but that's only because I don't believe McCaffrey and Henry have played yet, right? So Dixon's going to fall down. Same with Wilbon, right? He's going to fall. Um, and in Micah, he's definitely going to fall because these guys haven't played yet, and somebody else that's probably beneath him is going to jump, or is probably going to jump over him because they are performing week in, week out, whereas we just saw he just got blanked. And it's just, I don't know, just again, so it brings me back to the whole I just don't know if I want to pay him uh, to put goose eggs up. Yeah, I don't want to pay you to be completely nullified in a game because I gotta be honest with you, if he doesn't start picking it up, he might lose the X factor, right? If you have 1, 2 seasons below a poor performing, poor performance in both of those seasons, and that X factor could go away. And then all of a sudden he's a superstar and he's not effective. What is ironic, and yes, it isn't missed, right? Or, I see it, is that, yes, that's DeMarcus Lawrence, with 4 sacks, right? And yes, I see that he has the same amount of sacks as Parsons. Okay. Yeah, so yes, I see. Okay. All right. So, like, comment, subscribe. Okay? We are getting closer and closer, as you notice in this game here. The frustration is shifting to actual players not performing, as opposed to animations just being wonky and, things happening that I just didn't agree should be happening, right? It was a good game, and, the amount of complaints is less. So I'm feeling like we're getting there. So we'll keep tweaking, and it's actually is starting to become fun, right? I'm actually enjoying playing in my personal time, and so it is becoming more fun, right? So let's so I'm hoping to keep it going. All right. So we will see you next time. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you soon. Later.